Um, Hello again, folks. What I want to update you now is that I repaired the coil, and at least I hope I repaired the coil correctly. Uh, Here's the coil that I repaired, and I put my magnifying glass, and this seems to work okay, except for the dirt there. But you can see there's a coil inside of the the main coil, and I used a bobbin, a regular sewing bobbin, to wind a coil around it. So let me just recap what I did there. So you can see on this coil there's no bobbin inside of it, and this one there is a bobbin inside of it that I used a GE silicone to kind of hold it in place. So I took a regular bobbin like this, plastic bobbin, and they're called also Bobbina's Class 15. So I took that and I used a pair of cutting pliers, pretty sharp cutting pliers, to cut around the outer circumference of this to get it so I could fit it inside the coil. And then I used this tape here. This is a called sewing and craft tape, and it's about the same width of the inside of this bobbin. It's about, so I had to kind of spread it to overlap it a little bit inside. Then I used this number 37 magnet wire. I got this on eBay. It's 500 feet for $4.95. That was a pretty good price. So then I just wound it clockwise, and then I covered, after I got the coil finally wound, I covered it again with another piece of this to cover the wires. I put it inside the coil, which is for band D, that goes up to 30 megahertz. And then I found out that clockwise was not correct, because the main coil on here is wound counterclockwise from the perspective I'm taking. So what I had to do was reverse the polarity of the coil so that it would be counterclockwise, so it would also be wound this way. And so the wire that I was gonna solder to this terminal here, I ended up soldering to this terminal and vice versa. And it's only 5 turns on there, but I wanted to get the polarity right. So so then I measure the continuity. So I'll check that again. So I'll put the alligator clip there, and I'll measure here, and we'll look at the meter, and it's about 0.6 of an ohm. And if we measure this coil here, I measure this one, that's about 0.4 of an ohm. So they're pretty close. But what I did was I used the 5 turns on this, which was the same as when I counted it, because I used the magnifying glass and I counted the turns of the darker wire that has an open in it, and it was 5 turns going around. So I couldn't tell whether the darker wire was clockwise or counterclockwise, but I'm assuming it was counterclockwise because the thicker cable, the thicker coil is going counterclockwise. So hopefully I got that all right, and that was a little confusing putting in there, but I got it in there, and I wanted to use the bobbin inside because I read that you could do that. And as a good point, the coil that's inside the bobbin is situated directly underneath the other coil. So it's possible that could actually be better than what it was originally, because the coils are really really close now, and maybe it's better right underneath it than on top of it, but I don't really know. Maybe it's like really close, or maybe it doesn't really matter, because going up to 30 megahertz, I was reading about the 6A7 tube they use for the mixer oscillator, and they say that's not really a great tube to go up to 30 megahertz. It's good for maybe like 18 megahertz. So when they designed this radio and they said it's good for 30 megahertz, that could be like really stretching the truth a little bit. Like maybe in a pristine laboratory setting or something. So I don't know. But anyway, I repaired the coil and that's done. So all I need now is the current limiter device, and that'll be in about 4 days, they said. And then I could wire up the power cord, the retro cord I got. Then I could put this aside and work on the speaker, because the speaker I got to put a new audio transformer on the speaker, and then I have to figure out the resistance for the filter choke circuit. I bought a filter choke that was 400 ohms, but I had to get another 500 ohms in series with that to approximate what the original field coil was. So I have to work on that, I guess, tomorrow. So that'll be like a pretty much all day project. And then hopefully maybe like around the end of the week I can power the thing up and see what it does. So anyway, that's all folks. Have a great day. Bye.